and yet he let it kind of dangle down a little bit and made contact with Tomczak's body, thus not drawing the penalty. Smart play by Reggie White.
He'll dangle to take it off, though.
I think Van Horn's a little hurt at right tackle.
3rd and 9. Out of the shotgun, over the middle. The catch is made by Gentry. A first down, and out to the 35-yard line. He is stopped by Andre Waters. Gentry getting free over the middle on a 3rd down play.
Well-designed play. You got a cross between McKinnon, and as McKinnon crossed with Gentry, Tomczak got it in there, and of course the Eagle defender a little bit leery with all that traffic in there. Good, well-designed play.
Well, it's an Eagle secondary that has had their confidence shaken. I mean, they've had Jerry Rice and Joe Montana go wild on them. They've had problems containing the Redskins. And frankly, the more complicated a pattern you throw at them early, I think the better chance they're going to have at succeeding.
After an 18-yard gain from the 35-yard line, Tomczak fakes to the right, goes to the left, throws short, intercepted at the 42-yard line by Eric Allen. And Philadelphia has it at the 45 on a pass intended for Wendell Davis.
And that wasn't a great defensive play. That was just a poorly thrown ball by Mike Tomczak. Well, I don't know where his head was on that one because he had no chance to complete it. Let's take a look at it. The intended receiver, Wendell Davis, driving hard on Eric Allen, and here the ball's in the air. And Allen's got a free shot at it. And Philadelphia gets the turnover in great field position at their own 45.
Field in Chicago, more than 60,000 looking on. And the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears having at it. The Eagles, the only team in the league that has scored in every quarter thus far this season, all 12 in their 3 games. They have it at the 45-yard line. Cunningham on a roll. Cunningham going deep, intended for Carter. He's double-teamed. It's deflected and incomplete. Lemuel Stinson almost came up with it.
Chris Carter was the intended receiver, and he was double covered, and Randall taking a chance that time, throwing right into the double coverage. There's Carter, but look at the Bears on either side. That's Stinson on the left and Sean Gale to the inside. And Lemuel Stinson very, very, very close to picking that ball off.
And the more you watch Lemuel Stinson out of Texas Tech, 5'9", 159 pounds, and he plays twice that size.
Well, he'll rock you, won't he? He'll come up and support the run.
2nd and 10. Tony, and he takes it out to the 49-yard line. He is stopped by Morrissey. Anthony Tony, who was on the inactive list last week. When you look at the Eagle running game, you look at the average per carry. It says it all. Tony, 2.8. Higgs, 3.7. Sherman, 3.6. Byers, 1.6.
About 100 yards in 3 games for many of them. They don't get about it. Their offense is wrapped up around number 12.
Perry is in. The refrigerator, spelling Hampton on the defensive line. On 3rd and 6. Cunningham is 1 for 5 thus far. And he is 1 for 6 with an interception by Sean Gale, who takes it back to the 49-yard line. And so the Bears return the favor.
And I'll tell you right now, as we look at a little pushy-shovey in the middle, Ron Heller, William Perry, but give the assist on that interception to Richard Dent. Richard Dent forces Cunningham out of the pocket. And we've got a lot of peacemaking going on down on the field. But Richard Dent right there, number 95, he's the guy that forces Randall Cunningham to move out of the pocket. As a result, Randall throws the ball high, and he got the interception as he intends to get it to Keith Jackson. All right, Dent's at the top of your screen. Here's the fridge. Working inside, Mike Shadd, the left guard. The fridge goes nowhere, except hitting Cunningham well after the play, but Richard Dent made that happen.
And the Bears take over at their own 49-yard line. So each team has had the ball twice. Each has punted once. Each has had a pass picked off. 3:34 to play and a scoreless first quarter in Chicago. Thornton in motion. And Anderson looks for blocking and picks up about 3. Taken down on a nice tackle by Clyde Simmons. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Let's go back to that interception again. Watch Richard Dent there at the top of your screen. Watch this move to the upfield. and then the quick move around the corner. And Matt Darwin, and look how he forces Randall up. He forces Randall up into the pocket, forces him to throw not set. And a lot of times you'll see a quarterback, when he's taking that step forward, that's when that ball has a tendency to sail on him. And that's exactly what happened to Cunningham that time. The ball took off, overthrew his man, the INT.
2nd and 7 at the Philadelphia 48-yard line. Inside handoff to Anderson, and he's wrapped up by Jerome Brown. The one-time Miami Hurricane in his 3rd year and beginning to come into his own.
Here's so much about Reggie White, but every now and then Jerome Brown just explodes off the line.
Well, the part of it is the Bears don't block him. Watch the line here pull this way. Here's Jerome Brown, totally unblocked as he comes into the backfield. You know, this kind of a blocking scheme might work against someone who doesn't have good pursuit. But I'm afraid that Jerome Brown has got more foot speed than maybe the Bears gave him credit for in that blocking scheme.
There was a penalty against the Bears for holding, but it has been declined. Philadelphia will obviously take the play, which was a loss, and a loss of down as well. And it will be 3rd down and 12 from the 47.
Brown in the Washington game a couple of weeks ago really came into his own. He had 11 tackles on his own, had a couple of sacks. He just was everywhere. Well, teamed up with Reggie White, they are really formidable along that defensive line.
3rd down and 12. Tom Zach from the shotgun, deep over the middle, and a leaping attempt at the 22-yard line by Wendell Davis, but incomplete, covered by Seth Joyner.
Touchy pass, Frank.
Oh, that's another one thrown into a crowd. There are about 3 Eagle defenders, and the guy who really saved it was Wendell Davis. Let's take a look at it again. It's a straight zone defense. You'll never see it any more clear than this. And Tom Zach tried to get it in. Seth Joyner is back there, and also coming over to help out in that zone is Isaiah Jenkins.
Actually, Joyner, watch him. He gets a hand on the ball. It actually looks like Davis is going to catch this ball, but watch Joyner swing an arm. Now watch, right there, he actually knocks the ball away and then strips the arm down of Davis. He pulled Davis's right arm down so he couldn't make the catch.
Seth Joyner, you don't hear all that much about because of, well, mostly it's Reggie White on that defense and the risk that they do take, but he is an all-around football player, super linebacker, and heading for Pro Bowl status.
Laurie Buford, whose first punt was angled, and that's why it was only 24 yards. That was the 11, nearly has it blocked. He draws a flag. Gizmo Williams makes the fair catch, and that's the risk you run as Isaiah Jenkins came in. Nearly blocked it, but instead he roughed the punter.
Oh, he didn't touch it.
Hold on a minute, Al, because this is where it could be a 5-yard penalty.
Roughing the kicker.
Okay.
Roughing the kicker.
Keep in mind, running into the kicker is only 5 yards, and that wouldn't have been a first down. But they've ruled that that was flagrant. They're calling that roughing the kicker, and that's going to be the personal foul that brings the first down.
But he should have blocked it. He went high instead of going right at the ball off the foot.
How do you
see him go up like that? You take it in low, and it's a much easier path to the ball. But it's amazing that he didn't get a hand on it. Then there would have been no foul whatsoever. Here it is again. Jenkins.
I don't know. He misses it.
Unbelievable.
How does Jenkins miss that ball? But again, I'll remind you, the referee had an option there. He could have called either running into the kicker, which is just a 5-yard penalty, and it would have still been a punting situation for the Bears, or he calls the personal foul, which is roughing the kicker. And that time, it was roughing the kicker, and boy, that's a big blow to Buddy Ryan and the Eagles.
What determines it? Surgery?
Again, when you go for that block, you go for where the ball is going to come off the foot. Jenkins went up, and somehow or other the ball got underneath his left arm.
So it's a first down. Thomas Sanders is in as the running back. He has the ball and goes nowhere. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 38-yard line. Reggie White still making the tackle.
He's going for riding time. He thinks it's collegiate wrestling. Reggie White building up a little riding time, maybe good for an extra point in the 3rd period.
Delivering a sermon is the licensed minister, Mr. White.
Well, they're going to try to cut Reggie. Watch Dennis McKinnon in motion. Dennis, it's going to take a little more than that to get Reggie White on the ground. That's, I'm sure, a job that Dennis McKinnon didn't volunteer for.
Ditka said we have no plans to double team him. Perhaps he might want to rethink that.
Well, it's a new strategy, sending a receiver after him.
2nd and 11, and Tom Zach's throw is behind the intended receiver, Glenn Kozlowski. And again, White right in the middle of the action.